Nation and Chiefs Kingdom, we are back. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. You guys know what time it is. We are back. Our weekly preview. I have my little bro in the building. Salute to Michael Darcy. How you feeling, bro?
Man, we are back. And I did not think that the season was going to go like this, but it's going to be a fun tank bowl to watch in week 18. Honestly, I think you guys are going to show that you are the best at losing, because I think the Chiefs could try to lose this game and still not lose.
Agreed. And real quick, it kind of sucks that we're here because I just seen Ben upload something with him and NFL Mike. They're actually talking about playoff ball, Darcy, and we're here just talking about both of our teams actually not, well, we want to lose, and I don't think that you guys really care if you win or lose. Well, let me ask you this, because I know everything's about draft positioning now.
Yeah.
Do you think that Travis Kelce is going to retire? That's part one of the question.
I think he probably will. I'd be kind of surprised if he doesn't, just based on, it's his last year under contract. Yeah. I think he still could play. I think this season has showed you that if he takes his offseason conditioning seriously, he's still a top 3 tight end in football. And he was healthier than your tight end, which is wild at 36. But I think he just showed you that it doesn't matter how old he is. He's just such a weapon. Even if he's not the fastest guy, he's got the intelligence to scheme himself open and just manipulate defenses. But I think it's probably the last game.
Okay, 3-part question now. So you think he can still play at a high level? Does he even think about returning if Patrick Mahomes' injury affects the beginning of next season? Because I am like you. I think that he will be ready for week 1. I mean, medicine is just crazy today, man. This dude can go through it, and he's already working on it, right? I mean, they're saying that from what I've seen, there's been some reports that he's already ahead of the curve right now. So I wouldn't be shocked if he was ready to go week 1. But if, he's not ready, do you think that affects Travis Kelce going into week 1 next year, possibly returning?
I think it depends how bad if it's okay, Mahomes is going to be back in week 3 instead of week 1. I don't think it would. But if it's like, oh, he's not going to be available till week 8, then I don't think that, he would come back, assuming that, Chris Oladokun is fighting for our backup quarterback job, but I don't really know if he's someone that the coaching staff would feel comfortable in starting the season.
Yeah.
But honestly, even if Pat can play week 1, you can't go into the season assuming that he will be there week 1. Like that itself would be just stupid.
Agreed.
But I think it would pretty much take Pat playing within the first month of the season for him to come back. And he would have to have a pretty good idea of that.
Does Andy Reid, in your eyes, want to send Travis Kelce off on a high note? I mean, we know this as a Raider fan. I can honestly, it hurts my soul to say this, but he has owned us his entire career. He won a Super Bowl in our building. It would be kind of poetry in motion, so to speak, for Kansas City fans to watch him go out there and play one more big game in Allegiant Stadium and kind of leave on a high note, beating the Raiders as they've been accustomed to doing this last decade. Do you think that Andy Reid wants for him to leave on a high note?
I definitely think he does. And honestly, depending on how much Travis Kelce gets targeted, it may determine if he's coming back. Because if he gets like 3 or 4 catches for, 40 or 50 yards, I don't think he's necessarily done. I think that this is a game where he might get targeted 15 times. They're just trying to give him the ball. And, if he goes out like that, or if he has 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, I think that probably would be the end. I think he's only 57 yards away from breaking, I guess, would it be Jason Witten's
Yeah.
record for second all time. And then Tony Gonzalez played till he was fucking 40. So it's like, you're probably not going to get to Tony G's spot. But I mean, to be second all time in tight end receiving yards would be pretty sweet. I think he'll probably have a legacy game. I mean, I would expect him to at least get a touchdown. I'd like to say he gets targeted at least 9 or 10 times because who else is out there? Like
Worthy's out, right? Worthy's out.
Yeah, he's sick. I doubt he's going to play. Yeah.
I mean, who do you have out there right now? I'm seeing a few Chiefs fans excited to see Royals finally go out there and get a look potentially Sunday.
Man, I'd love to see Royals, but I think we're probably going to see the Kansas City Royals play before he does. I don't think Jalen Royals is going to do all that much. We want to see Rashard Smith, the 7th round rookie running back. And it's crazy when the dude has the ball in his fucking hands on Christmas Day. He's the only guy that got in the end zone.
Yeah,
it's like sometimes it feels like this coaching staff is like pulling teeth for them to make a good decision personnel wise. And that's why a lot of Chiefs fans are frustrated. But I'd love to see Jalen Royals because Juju Smith-Schuster's getting like 95% of the snaps.
Yeah.
No offense to Juju, but I don't need to see that. And
not at all.
I want to see Jalen Royals, but if I was a betting man, I don't think we're really going to see him.
Real quick, you guys, some updates for tomorrow. We know that Maxx is on the IR, and we'll talk about that situation again because, again, the media is running with the narrative right now. We'll talk about that here shortly. But
he was hooping at his house, jumping around and stuff.
Yeah. Well, let me say this real quick. He's on the IR. Brock's on the IR. Shin is on the IR. Besh will play, you guys. So our second rounder will be out there, which is good. You want your young guy to go out there and get some looks. He was a full participant all week long. He was dealing with the back injury. Adam Butler is officially out, our starting defensive tackle. So without him and Maxx, man, that defensive line is going to look really, really bad. I mean, he's dealing with a biceps injury. He did not participate at all this week, which is a good sign for us Raider fans because, again, he's a guy that kind of generates some type of pass rush and some type of pressure for us from the interior of that defensive line, and he's out. And we're trying to play for something different other than a win come Sunday. Raheem Mostert, I think it's the last time you'll see him in a Raider jersey. He is questionable. He was limited yesterday with the knee and ankle injury, but I don't believe that he'll play. I think it's going to be a Zamir White, Dylan Laube special with some, Genty will be out there as well. I believe he's 112 yards away, Darcy, from hitting that 1K. I do believe that they'll go out there and let him try to get to that mark. But it's probably going to be
Mostert?
No, Genty.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, oh my God, what if
No. Genty's over 1,200 all purpose. He's 112 away right now from getting at 1K on the ground right now. So, but Mostert has been questionable with that knee and ankle. I don't know. He was a full participant Wednesday, didn't play Thursday, and then he was limited yesterday. So, again, I don't really know where he is. They may play him, and maybe he goes out there and just gets special teams reps. We shall see, but we know what he is at this point. He's a veteran. Let him go out there. If anything, return kicks. I want to see Dylan Laube, Zamir White, and Genty out there. That's it. That's all. Dylan Parham, dealing with an illness, did not participate all week long. Our starting left guard, again, will miss the last game of the season for us. Geno is officially out with the ankle injury. That is done. No more Geno Smith in the silver and black. I think a lot of people out there can agree with me here that we're very happy to see us move on from this experiment because it did not work out at all. Tyler Lockett will be playing on Sunday. We'll get one more chance to look at the veteran in the silver and black before he's a free agent and moves on. Again, we're going to move on from Pete Carroll probably right after the damn game. And Geno will save $8 million towards the cap next year, moving off from him. So, and I think we'll hold on to like roughly 18 mil that, that's nothing with how much money we have the next 2 seasons. But getting to the Chiefs, it looks like Kareem Hunt will play. He was dealing with an illness, also did not participate Wednesday, Thursday, full participant Friday. Looks like Hunt will go out there and get the start. Trey Smith out, did not participate all week long with an ankle injury. Xavier Worthy, a lot of illnesses going on right now, Darcy. He's doubtful, so he did not participate all week long. Expect him, to be out, and he's looked bad. What's going on with Xavier Worthy, Darcy?
That is the $1 million question. I think it is more coaching staff related. So funny story, the same way that Raiders fans are upset with their offensive line coach, our wide receivers coach went from coaching high school football in Colorado wide receivers to getting a defensive quality control coach with the Chiefs. and then he kind of worked his way up, and now he's the wide receivers coach. Never played wide receiver. In fact, our running backs coach played wide receiver for Andy Reid. Never was a running back. He's the only oh my, I'm not trying to explode. Genuinely, we have guys coaching players that have no business actually coaching these players. That's why our running back room sucks. That's why Isaiah Pacheco has the vision of Helen Keller and Kareem Hunt. I mean, honestly, Kareem Hunt's great. I like Kareem Hunt a lot.
He's had a good year.
He had a really good year. And in fact, there's a stat going around that when he's running the ball on 3rd and short or 4th down, it's the equivalent efficiency-wise as the tush push. Like, that's how good he has been at converting in those moments. And I'd love to have him back next year. I think he's also one of the reasons that he's going to play. I think he's a certain amount of yardage away from like 50 grand, like as a bonus. Yeah. And then I know if Hollywood Brown catches a touchdown, he gets like $250,000, which
they're not throwing his way.
I hope not. But yeah, I think Clark Hunt's going to veto that. But
he's a free agent as well, right? Hollywood's a free agent.
Oh, yeah. And I hope he goes so far away. I don't know where he's going to go, but I mean, part of the reason the Chiefs have struggled is they have this love for guys that are extremely fast on paper and that are yards after the catch guys, but he's not good at getting yards after the catch. He kind of just falls down at first contact. And he's not that effective. Like, he's a wide receiver 4 on a good team. And if he has to be anything higher, he's just not good.
Yeah, I think the injuries have definitely kind of put him out of, that position of being one of those potential top guys. You always hear his name and you're like, the potential was there. But I think the injuries definitely have set him back. Real quick, though, man, George Kalafis was also questionable all week, but it was rest. So he will play. Pacheco, same thing. He will rest. It looks like they gave them, the veteran treatment this week. Jalen Moore, questionable, was limited all week long. Your tackle with the knee injury. It looks like he'll play. Is it Jake Bringingstool, the tight end?
Bringingstool, the tight end. He has not played. I don't even think he's been active this season. He got banged up in training camp, and they opened his practice window, and he's I think 2 weeks into the practice window already, but what the hell, what's the worst that's going to happen if you don't play him, because the season's over. I don't think he'll play, but
okay. Christian Fulton is good to go. James Winchester, good to go. And Derek Nottie is also good to go. Both of those guys that we talked about, James and Derek Nottie, both illness, but it looks like they've been full participants all week long, pretty much. They're good to go. And Christian Fulton also knee, wrist. He is good to go. So that is your updated injury report. Honestly, what do you expect tomorrow? I mean, I keep saying tomorrow, man. It feels like this week has just been weird because of New Year.
Yeah.
What do you really predict to go on out there to Allegiant Stadium?
Is it not tomorrow?
Well, it is tomorrow. You know what? I'm tripping.
Oh, wait, sorry. I don't know what.
You know what? I've been saying tomorrow all week long, so that's why now I'm lost.
Okay, I was like, honestly, you could tell me that it's Monday, and I'd be like, what? Yeah, I'd believe you. But man, we are going to watch one of the ugliest games of football that you've seen in a long time, because this is a 3:25 time slot for whatever reason.
Yep.
And we are watching, is it Kenny Pickett versus Chris Odokin?
It sounds like Kenny Pickett is going to get the first half. Aiden O'Connell is going to get the second.
Even better. Like,
I don't know what Pete Carroll is doing. Like, he's like, you'll see. It's like, bro, who are you trying to surprise at this point? We're 2-14. Like, dog, I cannot wait until tomorrow, Darcy. I swear to God, we've been texting about this. I'm hoping right when that clock strikes 0 in the fourth quarter, Pete Carroll goes in and gets the DeMarcus Cousins treatment. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Do you remember the All-Star game? DeMarcus was talking about the Kings, and he was in New Orleans, and he was talking, no. And he found out in the middle of the press conference.
Oh, they got traded?
His agent went up to him, and he was like, oh, yeah? He's like, for real? Wow, okay. I'm hoping that is Pete Carroll tomorrow, because for some strange reason, man, he's been very delusional all season long. And I think that he really, in his heart of hearts, believes that he's going to somehow, some way keep this job, because he started later on in the season playing the young guys, right? Caleb Rogers looks good out there at right guard. Charles Grant, he's only been out there a few times, but he's looked really good in jumbo packages.
JPJ, is he just?
He's on the IR. He's on the IR. Yeah, so we're not even, and Colton Miller has been put on the IR for the rest of the season as well. So not going to see those guys, but he didn't play these guys until it was too late. Now you're seeing Best start to get real reps after he goes and gets Tyler Lockett, a guy that can definitely get in Jack Besh's way development wise. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping and praying, man, tomorrow is the day. I don't want to wait until Black Monday. Get that shit done tomorrow. Let's move on, because you know this. If we secure that number 1 spot tomorrow, we're going to have our pick of the litter at the head coaching spot. Come whoever it is out there, there's going to be the Flores of the world, which I think he deserves another chance as a head coach, Darcy. I really do. I think in Miami, I think that he did his job the correct way, and he was kind of dealing with some cornballs. Remember, he called out Tua.
Yeah.
What happened?
Who was right?
What happened?
Right.
Yeah, right. I mean, you want hard-nosed coaches that are going to call their players on this shit. And I think that was him just challenging Tua. Like, go out there a minute and prove me wrong. But again, him and the Kubiaks of the world, the Chris Schules of the world, the LaFleurs, whatever it is, we just need to secure this spot and move on. But I have to ask you this, man, because you cover the Chiefs for a living. You're there pretty much at every game. Thank God my little bro is still alive. We didn't get a chance to talk about the chat was showing a lot of love for you, bro. We talked about that afterwards, and the chat was like, thank God, Darcy's still alive and breathing. But what do you think that Andy Reid is petty enough to do everything under the sun to try to outcoach Pete Carroll tomorrow at Allegiant Stadium in terms of losing? Because this game means nothing to you. It means nothing to you.
I want the Chiefs to lose this game because I think the ramifications that it would have for you guys would be detrimental. It would give us a higher draft pick.
Yes.
I don't think so. I think Andy Reid and Pete Carroll are cut from the same cloth. And I think something that we've seen a lot this season, I think Pete Carroll and Andy Reid have been trying to win these games.
Oh, yeah.
And they've just been losing. And so I think Andy Reid believes it is disrespectful to the shield, to the game of football, to go out there and not give it your best and try to win, which I don't really know what fucking moral victory we're going to get out of tomorrow, because everybody on this team is going to be on a different team or out of the league next year. I don't know what we are going to gain
by going out
there and smacking the Raiders. Like, there might be, and they're kind of doing a little bit of a tank because, like, most of the guys, they're out
illness, and
even before then, like against the Broncos on Christmas, they didn't have corners, Rice, other Tyquan Thornton, starting offensive lines just cooked.
Yeah,
no Mahomes, like it's a mess. But no, you're gonna get the best of Andy Reid tomorrow, and that's really, really unfortunate. And when they win like 17-7. It's just going to be like, you won, but at what cost?
You know what? That third stringer, man, he's been fighting, man. Close game with Denver. Denver's one and done. I cannot wait.
They suck. Can we talk about them for a minute? They make me so mad. The Denver Broncos and their fan base make me so mad because it's just like, we're the number 1 seed in the AFC. We're this undefeated team in 1-score games. Guess what? We were the undefeated team in 1-score games last year, and we had Patrick Mahomes. Yep. And guess what happened when we got through the AFC and we thought, because I firmly believe it took every single ounce of Patrick Mahomes' greatness to beat the Bills in that AFC championship game.
Agreed.
They ran out of gas and they got molested against the Eagles on Super Bowl Sunday. I don't even think Denver gets to that point. I think they are so fraudulent. And if you need Bo Nix to go out there and if it's
throw the football 50 times a game,
dude, I think Josh Allen could. I think that they could absolutely beat the Bills or beat the Broncos.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, this is Josh Allen's time, Darcy. I've said this on the show a few times. I was speaking to my dog Jason the other day at the Cigar Lounge, and we were talking about potentially no Lamar Jackson. He's playing tomorrow, and that division is up for grabs. Aaron Rodgers, Lamar, whoever wins, they're in, right? But potentially no Lamar, no Patrick Mahomes, right? There's no Joe Burrow. This is either you get it done this year with Josh Allen, or I think they're not ever going to get it done. I have Rams Bills in the Super Bowl because of how bad the AFC has been this season. New England's schedule was soft as shit. And I think that they're still really young, and it's going to take a couple of years for them to get back to that problem.
Diggs and Christian Barrymore stuff. It's like they're just
But I do believe that the Bills are not that good of a football team at all. But I think that how bad the AFC is, that they can make a run. And I don't think the Denver Broncos can beat the Bills. I don't think that they want to face the Ravens right now.
You saw the Jags come in and just kick their ass
At home.
at home.
Yes.
That game was, and Ben was like, it was their Super Bowl. And I was like, I don't really think it was. I think they're just that good.
Yeah. And they don't want to see the Chargers. I don't think there's any team in the AFC that Denver honestly wants to see right now. I think that they would be lucky to face like the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I haven't looked at the whole bracket, so I don't know what is going to be possible, how this thing is going to work. But I don't really see them really beating many teams in the AFC this year because of how many close games they faced. I mean, one against bad teams, the Jets, the Giants, us, 10-7 over the Raiders. Dog, we're 2-14 right now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
we took them to the wire on Christmas with Chris Odokin. To the wire. The Giants took them deep into the fourth quarter.
Was it 13-11?
Yeah, like, come on. Like, the Chiefs won a lot of close games last year, but I think that this Broncos team, if you just watch it, it's just like, this is not a Super Bowl team. No. And if they are, you're going to get belt to ass in the Super Bowl just like the Chiefs did.
Yep, definitely. Salute to everybody here in the building, you guys. Get those likes up, man. Wipe them feet. Hit that subscribe button. Also, salute to everybody watching on Darcy's channel. Also, real quick, for those who are not in the know, where are you, brother? Where can we find you on YouTube?
You guys can find me on YouTube at KC Sports Report, and then that's pretty much it. But we've been just grinding on there, trying to build the channel through all of this inconsistencies. Honestly, like, this is the first year I've started this channel. I started the channel in 2018. This is the first year that it's just we haven't made the playoffs while I've been
Welcome to hell, Darcy.
I feel like I just came in, you guys pulled up a chair and you welcomed me. Like, I have to think about draft content in January.
Hey,
I'm not used to this.
Humble Darcy is a different Darcy. I love it. But you know what? We have one thing in common. We like to shit on the Broncos. So,
dude,
I'm here for it. I want your honest assessment of one specific quarterback that is being already put on this Raiders roster right now. Mm-hmm. I know you got a chance to watch Indiana and Alabama. You got a chance to watch Oregon and Texas Tech. It looks like we're probably 88, 89% right now that we will have the number one draft pick. There's even a chance, Darce, before we even play you guys, that we can already wrap up the number one spot. It all starts tonight with the Niners and the Seahawks. If the Niners beat the Seahawks back-to-back weeks, which is crazy, the Niners can help us in strength of schedule. So if they win tonight, which the Niners are going all out because their division's on the line, I think the number one seed's on the line. So we need them to beat Seattle in Santa Clara. If they win, and then we need two more to happen outside of, we need Detroit to beat Chicago. Chicago I don't know what they're doing at home, but they're already in. They won their division. So I don't know if they're going to play all their starters. We need New Orleans to beat Atlanta. Atlanta just shows up against good teams. They lose to bad teams. So I wouldn't be shocked if, New Orleans ends up beating them. And then there's one more game. What is it? It is Cincinnati beating Cleveland, which I believe they will. Joe Burrow's playing.
That's a big one for even our draft position. Like if Cincy beats Cleveland, then absolute worst case we'd be picking is 12.
Okay. And then we have, if the Giants lose, that's all that matters. We're already the number one seed regardless. But I want your take, man. What do you think about Fernando Mendoza? And if, let's just say he was drafted to the Raiders right now, in terms of just collegiate ball, okay? I'm talking about Cal, Indiana, what he did this year, which was amazing. Heisman, undefeated, potential national champion. Where do you think he ranks in our division in terms of quarterbacks? Or where do you think next year, we'll just throw a prediction out there, after next season, where do you think he'd be ranked in our division at the quarterback spot?
It's so tough. I think he'd probably be 3. I think he could be better than Bo Nix. I think my biggest holdup, and I love Fernando Mendoza as a dude and a player. I think he genuinely is someone that you would want to lead your franchise just with how he carries himself. Mm-hmm. I have some questions just about it's kind of very Joe Burrow-y to a certain extent. Like when he was at Cal, he wasn't bad, but he was never someone that was the number one overall pick. And then he goes to Indiana, and I mean, let's just face it, that team is a wagon. Like, they're just really, really good. And I think my biggest concern, if I was a Raiders fan, is that, Mendoza is a really good talent and someone that, I don't know if you could pass on, but you also like if Ashton Genty, who looked like Jesus walking on water last year at Boise State, if behind that offensive line he's struggling and it's not even really like a running back should have more success running with a bad offensive line than a quarterback trying to find protection in the pocket. He's not the most mobile guy. Like he can move.
Yes.
Doesn't protect his body great.
You know why? Because he runs so tall. He's 6'5".
Yeah,
He looks like a baby giraffe out there.
Like if he put on weight, like if he looked like Josh Allen, then like okay, maybe he'd like be able to withstand a little bit more of the. But I worry that with your current offensive line, or even just let's say you revamp the whole thing, and I know that the offensive line coach is an issue.
Terrible.
But at what point is it like you could draft the franchise, but do you want your franchise quarterback to just be put behind? A bunch of, I mean, look at what's happening in Cincy with Joe Burrow. This dude's considering not even playing anymore.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. Caleb Williams in year 1. We've seen what happened in Chicago, right? One offseason fixed that O-line. A trade or two, free agency, boom. They're firing on all cylinders. Again, they got Ben Johnson, which is a big grab. But I'll say this, man. Jackson Powers-Johnson coming back healthy, Colton Miller coming back healthy is going to be big for that O-line. Getting rid of Brendan Carroll alone pretty much fixes this O-line. I think moving on from him puts us already at like a 15 to 20 range O-line. That may be a hot take there, but I'm saying he is that bad, Darcy. Like I think honestly, moving on from him, we're already in that, I'll say 17 to 20 range because we got Caleb Rogers in the 3rd round last year. We got Charles Grant in the 3rd round last year. We already got a tackle and a guard in last year's draft, but also we got a ton of money freed up to go get a Braden Smith. You can move DJ Glaze from right tackle to right guard. He struggled at right tackle this year. Push him in at guard. I honestly don't believe we're that far away on the O-line. We just have a terrible, terrible offensive line coach whose scheme makes no sense. And I told you behind the scenes, I've spoken to several people out there in Vegas that just like this shit it really doesn't make any sense. I mean, you can go ahead and ask a Raider legend, Richie Incognito, and he's just like, what the fuck are they doing out there? Like, it doesn't make, like, what are they doing? Like, these guys have gotten worse week in and week out. There's no development there. So I think, addition by subtraction, moving on from Brendan Carroll will be good. But again, and I think Raider fans may be pissed here, and I'm not upset if we go get some O-line in the draft, but I don't think that Spytek is going to go really address the O-line in the draft. He got 2 guys last year. He has a ton of money that he can go get some veterans in free agency. There's too many holes on this roster. We need 2 corners. We need a whole new room of linebackers. We need another edge rusher, and we can talk about the offensive side of the football as well. There's holes all over the place. So I don't
that's why it is like, do you want to draft? I mean, you need a quarterback, I guess, but you're also paying Gino a bunch of money. But at the same time, like, do you want to put a quarterback on a team that needs 2 corners and an edge rusher and more offensive linemen and like all of these things? Like, at that point, you're like trying to put a Hello Kitty Band-Aid on,
Darcy, get your quarterback and then figure it out. So, like, that's what you have to do. We can't just go not get a quarterback because we have so many holes on this roster. Like, to me, if this is your chance and Tom Brady and Spytek believe in this kid and they think that he could be the guy, honestly, I really, truly believe that they're going to put the right proper tools around him in terms of the O-line. I mean, you already have Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers. It does that already is better than Omar Cooper, Elijah Surratt, and Charlie Becker. Again, we may end up with one of those guys in the middle rounds. We need another receiver. I wouldn't be shocked if they went and got one of those Indiana guys to come in and be a security blanket for him in year 1. They're going to put the right pieces around him, but you have to get your quarterback. You have to. Like, we're just fighting to get back to respectability. The Chiefs with Alex Smith, we're trying to get back to that before the Patrick Mahomes days. We're just trying to get back to respectable football. And I think that if Mendoza is the pick, I think that they'll get the guys around him in order to at least be sufficient. You know what I mean? Like, we're not asking with a rookie quarterback to go out there and win 12, 13 games next year. Look, I would be happy with 6 or 7 because if you're losing with rookies and young guys, that's what happens. You have a bunch of young guys out there still learning the game. I can live with that. When you lose and you're 2-15 with Geno Smith and Pete Carroll, it can't get any more worse than that. You know what I mean? So
if it does, then okay, just try it again.
Try it again, right? So, and we see how weird the NFL is. We can say let's wait until next year. It's a better quarterback class and so on and so forth. And then we go out and win a bunch of games next year and we're out of the mix for any of those guys. You just never truly know. The NFL was a weird, who would have thought the AFC would have been this bad? Like the AFC is terrible this year. So again, what if it goes like that again next year, Dars, and then the Raiders win 8 games or 7 games and we don't have a shot at CJ Carr or Lenore Sellers or one of these other guys coming out next year? You got to take advantage of your draft spot this year. And I think you get Mendoza, even if you sit him for a year, who gives a shit? Sit him for a year, bring in a veteran. At least we know we have a guy that we can look towards the future with. I don't think we can miss out. We have to do it this year.
Well, and even like, for us, like we're going to be picking anywhere from 8 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't hate the idea because we need a lot of stuff too. Like we're kind of in an area where I think Patrick Mahomes has showed everybody that he literally elevated this roster for years. Like this roster has not really been that good.
Yeah.
Like we even were talking about the, years.
You won Super Bowls with not the greatest
bad rosters.
Yeah.
Like, and it just like, it blows my mind. But I think if the Chiefs had the number 8 overall pick, and let's say there's a run on edge rushers kind of outside of that top 2 or 3 quarterbacks to get taken, trade down. Or if, you're the Raiders and someone offers you like 2 first-round picks for that number 1 overall pick, I don't know about you. Take the number 1 overall pick.
I'm not doing it.
Back.
I'm not doing it.
Really?
I'm not doing it. Nope. Now, there's rumors right now about Maxx. I know Diana Rossini from The Athletic came out today and said some goofy shit. And this is what they do every year. She went on Twitter today and pretty much said around NFL circles. Let me read this tweet real quick. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, let me find this real quick. Salute to Mike Silver's weak ass too. He just blocked me on Twitter. Cornball.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, Raider hater, a longtime writer. He's an idiot. Diana Rossini put, for the first time, league sources believe the Raiders would be open to moving Maxx Crosby this offseason. I have to say this, Darcy. How many times have you heard this? Every year it's the same shit. First time open, first time. Bro, we've heard this shit probably 3 or 4 seasons in a row. Am I tripping? We heard it last offseason.
No. I mean, yeah, we heard it even during the season last year. But at what point does it become a real possibility? Just never?
Let me say this. Spytech wouldn't have gave him a new deal if he didn't believe that he wanted to be in Vegas. I've had conversations. Other people have had conversations with Maxx. He wants to be a Raider. Simple and plain. He wants to see this thing through. Now, with this situation that transpired of them sitting him for the last 2 weeks and him posting videos on the trampoline, playing basketball, whatever, okay, be petty, man. It is what it is. Look, you want to go out there and play ball. This is what you do for a living. This is what you love. I get it. Because, again, some people are not understanding this, Darcy, and I said this the other day. This is the last chance he gets to go out there and play with the likes of a Jamal Adams, a Devin White, a Landon Roberts. Some of these guys, they're gone in the offseason. Malcolm Kuntz may be gone. This is a homegrown talent that Maxx may never get an opportunity to play with some of these guys again. So he wants to go out there and play with his teammates. But I think he's smart enough, and I know he's smart enough to understand that you sit him, get healthy earlier so you're prepared and ready to go for training camp next year, and we may have our quarterback of the future and potentially win some games. But I'll say this. I'm not here to tell anybody that he's not going to be traded. I'm just going off of what Maxx and the Raiders have said in recent times, which is he wants to stay. The Raiders want him to stay. But I'm just sick of these writers putting this shit out there year in and year out so that later on, at some point, they can say they were right. It's like, no, you were wrong the first 5 times. Now you're right the 6th time.
Eventually, you're going to be correct. Trust me.
Yeah. It's just like, what are we
in the playoffs? We've dealt with this shit since 2020.
It's like, what are we doing here? So do I think that he's gone? I do not believe that Maxx is gone at all. I think that he will remain a Raider next year. But I'm not trading out of the number 1 spot. If Spytech and them get a hold for Maxx and they think that, this is something that can really change the trajectory of this football team, and Maxx says, you know what, send me to a winning situation. If Dallas says, here, take these 2 first-rounders. Maxx lives out. His family lives out here. He's from the area, and he gets to play next to Quinnen Williams and all these other talented guys on the defensive side of the football, then maybe it's good for both parties. But I'll say this. This is the time. If you're going to do it now, because this is what essentially his 2nd, 3rd surgery in 2 or 3 years. The knee, the ankle, like the injuries have been piling up. He'll only be 29 next year. He's still really, really young. He's only 28. Turned 28 in August.
But he's getting close to being on the wrong side of 30.
Again, yes. And also that motor is not always going to be what it is right now because of age and injuries. All that shit piles up. And if Spytek and company think that they can get a haul for him, that's the right move to make instead of moving out of the number one spot. I would rather pick up them extra twos. I think Jerry Jones wants that edge rusher. He moved on from Micah. I think that he would do that. They have the money to bring him in. And then you have 3 first-round picks. And then, Spytek and company can do all kind of stuff. But we have so many holes in this roster, man. Moving on from Maxx, you essentially need to go out and get 2 edge rushers now. Potentially 3 because you need some rotational value as well. So it's just it puts another hole on the roster, a major hole, not only on the field, but off the field, the leader in the locker room and the guy that – but again, and I'm going to put this out there as well, and then I'm going to stop talking here. This would be the offseason to do it because it would kind of ease the blow for Raider fans, right? Oh, shit, we got Fernando Mendoza. We got the shiny new toy. We moved off from Maxx. You kind of get what I'm saying there? It's like, you know what? It sucks, but we got our quarterback. So I think that Tom Brady and Spytek may, they may think, hey, man, the fan base, we got them their guy at the quarterback spot. It is what it is. So that may ease the blow a little bit.
And again, it's also like, let's just say he comes back next season and plays in 6 games, gets hurt. No one's going to, all right, we'll give you a second. We'll give you a first. But with that contract, hell no, I'm not giving you that. But he's under 30 right now for a very short time. If there is a time, like you said, it's got to be like now because it's almost very like, to make a cross-sport comparison, it's like the Royals with Salvador Perez, the catcher. Like there was always rumblings like, are they going to trade him? Are they not going to trade him? And he was always like, I want to be here. I don't want to go anywhere else. Yeah. And a couple of years ago, they had the opportunity to trade him and they didn't. And that was the shot because after that, it was like, okay, well, he's not going anywhere. And no one really wants to trade anything valuable for someone who's in his 30s. Yeah. So it's like, it's a tough decision, but you don't win Super Bowls by not making tough decisions.
Look what happened with Cincinnati. They were trying to hold out for a first for Trey Hendrickson. He's over 30. They didn't get it. Now he had a rib injury and some other stuff. He's a free agent. He's going to be leaving for nothing. They get absolutely nothing. So I feel you on that, brother. I'm going to say this again, when it comes to Maxx, and everyone knows I love Maxx. He is the heart and soul of this football team. But if you're going to move him, this is the offseason to do it. Because again, surgery, you never know what can happen after that. So if you're going to move him now. But if not, then just like Darcy said, you may set yourself up, where you may have fumbled this situation in the near future. So salute to my guy CGR as well, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, man, salute to the mod, one of the mod fathers himself in the building. I appreciate you. Salute to all the new members in the building. If you guys missed those 5, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely, once again, helps us keep the lights on over here at OLV Raiders Network. Give me some predictions for tomorrow. Final score, what you think Kelce will do, and all that good stuff.
I think the Chiefs will win. Unfortunately, 17-7.
I had 17-10.
17-10. I'll say 17-7. Honestly, you guys will miss a field goal.
Okay.
Travis Kelce, I think he'll go for I think Chris Oladokun will have like 150 yards passing. I think Travis Kelce will be like $111 of those. I think it's going to be very like, okay, they're clearly trying to give this guy the ball. He wants to go out with the bang. I don't think the Raiders necessarily care about this game. Obviously, I don't think they're going to care about stopping Travis Kelce. This guy could have 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, I think
it's going to have to be him because Porter has been playing really well for us on the boundary. Stokes has been a blessing in disguise this year. I think it's going to have to be Kelce just killing those linebackers in the middle of the football field and taking advantage of our slot corner situation, which has been really bad this year as well. So it's going to have to be Kelce. I think if he does anything, your third string in the air, it has to be Kelce. I don't think that anyone else eats outside of him because our corners have not been bad by any means. And I think that Porter has been getting better week in and week out, a rookie out of Iowa. So, hey, man, we shall see. But I got it 17-10, Chiefs win. Who's your pick? If you're a betting man right now, who is your pick for the Chiefs in the first round? Because I'm very afraid that you guys are going to go get my guy, Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. Do you think that Andy would be brave enough to get a running back there in the first round?
No. I like Jeremiah Love. I think, but honestly, like I don't think they use him right. I think we've got issues along our offensive line's blocking scheme.
Yeah.
And in that Super Bowl, Vic Fangio kind of showed the rest of the NFL that, hey, attack them like this. And they never really adjusted.
Yeah.
I don't really think drafting Jeremiah Love that high would be a good thing for this team. I mean, I wouldn't like hate it, but like you better use him because they don't use running backs like that. And I think they should, but I honestly think it's probably going to be the edge rusher from Tech, Bailey, or Ruben from Miami.
Ooh,
one of those guys.
I would hate that.
It's got to be, if it's not running back, it's got to be an edge rusher. I mean, we have to have an edge rusher, and we've never picked high enough with Patrick Mahomes to get an elite edge rusher. So like, that's the exciting thing.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, Bailey's a stud out of Texas Tech. Thomas out of Oklahoma is a beast as well. Another edge rusher that not a lot of people are really talking about just yet. But I think that if it's not Jeremiah, in which, again, Andy Reid doesn't like to run the football anyways, but which I would love for him to stay away from our division because I'm a Notre Dame guy, and I think that he's going to be the next best thing at the running back position. He is a stud, but I think it is going to be an edge rusher. You guys have had a problem pretty much all year, right? Getting to the quarterback. Yeah, you guys have to blitz a ton, and aren't you one of the number one blitzing teams in football?
Yeah, because they can't force pressure with their front four. Because I mean, they gave a bad contract out to George Karlaftis is just a number 2 player. Like he's just never a number 1. Yeah. And then Mike Dana and Charles Amena, who suck. So they should be, honestly, make them Raiders next year because they are dog shit.
No, the only guy that I'm looking at from you guys in free agency would be Leo Chanel. I've been a fan of him.
Oh yeah, he's great. I hope we retain him.
I would love if he somehow, some way escapes KC to go out here and play with my beloved Las Vegas Raiders, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, I have it 17-10. Darcy or 17-7. Wait, I have 17.
I have 17-7.
So you guys win by 10. We lose by, what did I say? 7.
Well, you really do win at the end of the day.
Yeah, we do. But I think that you just said, right, that they don't like to run the football. I think that tomorrow is going to be a fun display of a Hunt and Pacheco running the football. And Bouchard, I think there's going to be a 3-headed monster. We're not going to be able to stop the run. Max is out. Adam Butler is gone. And you don't want your third string out there going and throwing the football all over the place. I think you guys are just going to run the football down our throats tomorrow. I really, truly believe that.
I think we see more throwing than running.
Ooh, okay.
And I think the reason is because this is Chris Odokin's shot at winning the backup job. And to his defense, he had to play against the Titans, no preparation, got thrown in there. And then against the Broncos on Christmas, they had one walkthrough because it was a short week. So this is his first time coming with a full week of preparation where he practiced 3 times with the guys that he's playing with. I think they might just let him cut it loose and just go.
Okay. Again, kill the middle of that football field. Those linebackers are terrible. None of them can cover. I'm telling Kelce he may have a clinic tomorrow in terms of receiving yards. I'm going to want one more on the way out. Are you guys going to be the Kansas Chiefs soon? Is it going to be the Kansas Chiefs? Like, how does this work, Darcy? Because I see a lot of your fans complaining about you guys going across the river and playing in a whole other state.
Which is funny because they are moving states, but it's hard to explain for people that are outside the area. Yeah. There's a Kansas City, Missouri, and a Kansas City, Kansas. They are moving to Kansas City, Kansas.
Okay.
It's like 25 minutes like east, which it's actually closer to where I'm at, but it's going to suck leaving Arrowhead, but honestly, they weren't going to be able to stay there forever. Yeah. And listen, they're going to be able to do some nice stuff. Like the one thing that we still hear from the players is how nice that facility was in Vegas when they won the Super Bowl. Like the locker rooms and the practice facility, like that's what they want here. Yeah. And we can't keep winning Super Bowls in your building, so we just got to build one.
Can't stand you, but you are correct. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, anything on the way out, brother?
Man, let's just hope tomorrow ends quickly.
Yo, Darcy hit me up about this show. I was just like, I'm like, you sure?
Like, I mean, like, we didn't really talk about the game because there's not really that much to talk about.
No, not at all. No. Again, man, salute to Spivey, my dog, on the way out, gifting 5 more OLV Raiders Network memberships. Appreciate you, brother. You guys, we will be talking AFC West in the offseason as well. We got a ton of draft stuff to talk about ton of free agency. We're going to bring our show back. We're definitely going to
Right when the Broncos lose.
Yep, right when the Broncos lose. We're going to wait for that to happen to bring the show back so we can bring Ben down a notch. But we're going to have some fun in the offseason as well. And then leading into next season, again, we will be back doing our weekly AFC West show. So stay tuned, you guys. We got some great things in the works. Tomorrow morning, Graphk and Wasted show before the first early games. And then we will be calling the game, me and Hammer, the play-by-play, like we always do. So we're double dipping tomorrow, you guys. Stay tuned. This shit show is almost over for both of our football teams. I know Darcy can agree with me. We cannot wait until this is over.
Oh, yeah.
So other than that, we're going to go over here, man, and run a quick pre-record real fast over on Darcy's channel. Again, plug away, brother. Let them know again where to follow you.
You guys can watch the show that me and Graphk do. It's going to be like a 10-15 minute video on my channel, KC Sports Report. And after you guys end up losing tomorrow, unfortunately, you guys win tomorrow. Comment like what guy you're going to draft, over on the recap. But man, what are you going to say if the Raiders win?
Just the life of a Raider.
Okay.
Honestly, bro, like I've said this, 88%, 89% is not enough for me. Until it hits 100, I don't care if it was 99.9%. As a Raider fan, shit can always go south real quick. And it
does.
I watched, us get to a Super Bowl and beat the hell out of the Titans in the AFC Championship, and then watch Rich Gannon throw like 4 or 5 picks in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So I just and we got murdered. So again, I'm hoping. You know what? This is the best scenario right here. I'm hoping it's sewn up by the time we face you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we go out there and beat y'all. I would love it. Beat Kansas City on the way out. Why not? Let's get.
That'd be great. You'd help us. We
haven't won a game in our division in 2 years, bro.
Andy Reid is not lost at your stadium.
No,
he's 6-0.
Bro, that is disgusting, bro.
Actually, if Andy Reid, this last stat on the way out, if Andy Reid wins tomorrow, he'll have more wins at your stadium than Pete Carroll, Antonio Pierce, and I think Rich Bisaccia.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild.
That is devious.
Hope to see you guys there tomorrow again. Early show with Wasted, and then we'll be calling the game again tomorrow. Salute to my little bro Darcy. And then again, you guys go subscribe to my guy's channel. He puts out phenomenal work, man. Salute to my bro. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, thank you for being here. We are out.